Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And I am going to be painting over this owl that I created in December. And I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why I am painting over this owl, okay? So there's 3 different reasons. Now, there's plenty of other reasons, but I'm going to just kind of get started and tell you as I start to paint over this owl and why I'm doing so. So when you join on, let me know where you're from and let me know if you have painted over some of your paintings before and how did it feel when you painted over them, because I'm going to give you 3 reasons. So the first reason is number 1, you can reuse this wood, okay? So this is just a big piece of wood. I bought at Lowe's. Thank you, Tony. I'm actually painting over it right now. The reason, I'm going to do 3 reasons. Let me tell you real quick what the 3 reasons are. So number 1, reuse the canvas and wood. I made notes so I wouldn't forget. Number 2, learn that art can be temporary, which I'm going to share a little bit about my friend Tracy Lee Stum and her chalk art and how that is temporary. And then number 3, sometimes the art we create just gives us, every time we look at it, it gives us this feeling that we really don't care about. So this owl has been driving me nuts every time. It's hanging up in my living room, and every time I go by it, it's driving me nuts. I don't love it. I don't love how it turned out. His little scarf was making me mad. And so the reason I wanted to share this is I think so many times we get so attached. We think, well, if we put in the time and we put in the hours, we've wasted time. Does anybody else have that? Have y'all thought about that before? I know years ago, I was working on a paint party project for, it was for a paint. I was just kind of like coming up with a design. There's this eye peeking through. Isn't that funny? Let me know where you are at, and let me know if you've ever done this before. Oh, good. Christy, yeah, she does the same thing. Yeah, let me know if you've ever painted over one of your paintings before. But yeah, so one time I'd worked on this painting. It was supposed to be for a paint party, and I spent, I was teaching full time. I did not have time to mess up, in other words. I was just busy trying to get things going before I taught 850 students the next week. Does anybody ever relate to that? And so what happened was I spent all afternoon on a Sunday coming up with this painting, and I hated it. It looked so stupid, and I was so frustrated. And my husband said, Heidi, just think of what you've learned, like what you've learned not to do, what you've learned that works. And in that moment, it just made me think, okay, that's part of the process too. Sometimes knowing what we did and what we don't love actually helps you. So and plus it saves canvases. So we have that little owl's eye we're about to go over. And number 2, and thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be here for about 9 minutes. So let me know if you have any questions, because I have just a couple more points I want to go over with you. Now, I'm using some deco art. I have this really awesome purple, and I'm not going to tell y'all what this is going to be yet. I have something really cool planned for this. But this is a purple pizzazz. And, oh, Milena, she does hers too. She paints over hers too. For a long time, I felt like I couldn't. I had this, I don't know, more of I was kind of hoarding the paintings. And now it's totally different. Now this is a blue. Let me show y'all the blue, because it turns out really cool. It's a Parisian blue hue. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it's really cool. It kind of gives it this look, and it looks almost black on the palette, but when you start to put it on here, it does that. And the key is really, the trick is to not paint on your wall if you still have it hung up. I have it right on my wall, so my trick is to not paint over it. Another reason why it's okay to paint over your canvas, Tracy Lee Stum, she is one of my art friends who I love. I had the opportunity, she's a world-renowned chalk artist, and I had the opportunity to work with her on a project in North Carolina at the Wright Brothers Memorial in North Carolina a few years back in 2016. And it was amazing to work with her 3D team, and we created this really, really awesome 3D project. It was one of the hardest things. I mean, and I've done murals and paintings of all kinds, and it was literally like playing Twister with the paint. I mean, you're on concrete that is blistering for many, many days, and you are painting and chalking. I mean, that woman and her team, they are unreal. And so if you've never heard of Tracy Lee Stum, she is, oops, don't tell Bobby, I just dropped it on the floor. Hold on. She is amazing. She's so, so great. And let me just get this off here. That's the great thing about acrylic. As long as you get it right away, nobody will know. Anyway, her whole deal is everything is temporary. So you have to go through knowing you are creating these art pieces that are gorgeous, but they're temporary. I mean, they are totally temporary. They're there for a moment, and it really gives you the chance to appreciate the art and know that it's not going to be there forever. So has anybody ever heard of Tracy Lee Stum? If you haven't, check out her 3D. She does, she's worldwide, so she has stuff all over the world, and she, sometimes you can catch her in certain areas. I know she does huge festivals pretty much all over, but she has a big one in California she does, so if you're in California. And then the third reason is really, guys, what kind of feeling is it giving you? So this painting, have you ever had a painting that you just walk by and you just hate? Like just, ugh, you know? This is what this painting's been doing to me. I feel like it's been staring over my shoulder, like right over there's my TV. And I feel like it's just been staring at me like, this isn't your best work, Heidi. Why? You know, I just feel like he's been mocking me almost. Have y'all ever had an art piece like that? It's like he came alive and he's mocking me. So I'm actually going to create something that I've had in my head for a few months that's going to go on this. I'm not telling yet, but I will share later. So if you've ever had like a, you know, a piece of art that's like that just feels like it's giving you this mocking feeling, don't let it do that. Just paint over it. I remember when we first moved into this house, I painted the fireplace. I don't know if y'all have heard this story. I painted the fireplace and it was all white, and then I was doing this really cool Wizard of Oz mural on it. Well, during this mural, I had Pixie as Dorothy. Me and Bobby were part of the Wizard of Oz, you know, and I had this whole emerald castle painted. I had, you know, Blue as Toto. We were all like a part of this scene. Well, what happened was whenever I started painting it, and of course it's on brick, so it's a little bit more challenging to paint portraits on brick. I got to Pixie's face and I just could not do it. The rest of the mural looked great, and I mean, I would just walk by that brick area every day and just be so frustrated with myself. Just like, I can't do it. I don't want to screw up Pixie's face. You know, as a mom, you know all the little details of your child's face. And I just didn't want it to be in this brick, like real discombobulated. Did I use that word right? Oh, and thank y'all for commenting. Commenting is giving Facebook saying that they will show my videos more. So thank y'all, even if you are just saying hi or your name. I really appreciate the comments and the likes. Thank you. So yeah, so here we are, you know, I'm painting it, and Bobby loved it. Pixie loved it. And I just kept staring at it over and over. And I was like, I just can't do it. So they were in here, and I just went on a rampage, and I grabbed a roller and white paint, and I just painted over the whole thing before anybody could stop me from doing it, because I knew it was driving me insane. And so Bobby about an hour later walks by, and he's like, what did you do? And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't help it. I could not finish it, and it was driving me nuts. So if you have a painting like that that's driving you insane, don't let it. Like, paint over it, okay? So the 3 reasons to paint over a project, and if you didn't see it, fast forward at the beginning after I post this so you can see what it was, and I'm going to be sharing details on what it will be. But number 1, to reuse canvas or wood. Number 2, to learn that art can be temporary. Just like my friend Tracy Lee Stum with all of her wonderful chalk art. It's all temporary. She creates knowing that it is going to be washed away with the rain. And that doesn't mean that she doesn't put her all in it. So sometimes we still put our all in something that might, not stay. And then number 3, the last thing is what kind of feeling is it giving you? And if every time you walk by it, you feel like it's mocking you, either give it away or paint over it, okay? And then for those of you that are interested in how to charge for a paint party, I know some of y'all following me teach paint parties and do all that wonderful stuff. And for those of you that are following me and want to know how to charge for a paint party, in the description there is a link you can click and it gives you a video on exactly what to charge and how to charge. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I will keep y'all updated on the process if y'all want to know. If you do want to know the process, just put a yes in the comments or just put a Y in the comments. And then for those of you that don't know me, Heidi Easley, owner of Texas Art and Soul and Paint Party Headquarters, and I teach women all over the world how to teach paint parties. So put a yes if you want to see the progress of this. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.